why they have a hard time doing it with the natives and everything. They won't actually accept it.
Well, I was listening to something on the the radio on the way here. It was about Inuits and stuff, and how they need to use their services more, like psychiatry, and they're trying to incorporate it into language because there's no proper term for any of these any of this support, right?
Yeah. And
support for the person.
See, the natives, actually, I want to go over and see if I can't work out like asylum in a sense, because they're still the closest to natural beings on this world that we're close to. Because that's the fight that Canada does have with them. They won't give up certain things that keep them natural.
Yeah.
And they won't accept the person the way the government wants to put it out to them. That's why they got beat over the years back in the past and forced them to schools.
Maybe that's a good way to find out how we can kind of start to lose our person, you know?
Yeah, just the person. I'm not saying lose you. You're still you. It's the fact that that person, that paper thing beside you,
right.
That's what you got to drop.
Right.
It's not about, like, it has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
It's all about the mask. And if you believe in the mask, and then that pretty much then blocks you from God. You know, and it's right there in Genesis too, because when Adam or Eve ate into the apple,
I wouldn't say completely blocks you from God, but
well, look at it this way in Genesis. The verse goes like this, and this is where it's right there in the very beginning, when she ate the apple, gave some to Adam, and he ate it, and they learned the knowledge.
Yeah, that's when they started getting cursed.
Well, no, they went and hid behind the tree in that. God comes down to Eden and goes, Adam, where are you?
Yeah,
why are you hiding? Right there tells us that God can't see you once you bite into, because you bit into knowledge. You're into that knowledge. Now, if you're going to stay there and believe in that, I can't see you, is what I get from that. I think, but then Jesus comes in and shows us a way back to come back into the scene.
Okay, so if that person is truly in search for God.
Right, and then he comes back to be seen.
Okay.
And Jesus showed us how to do that by dropping our person.
Now to get our eternal life, we need to drop that person.
Yeah, that's all you have to do, because Jesus.
So we can find God without dropping the person, but to truly gain that eternal
for him
life,
to see you, you need to drop it.
Right.
Because he will only see the person first if that's what you're portraying, if that's what you believe in. Because that's putting the Father.
See, I still have my person, but I don't believe in it. So where does that leave me? You know, it's. And I still have that connection with God.
But it's still a false idol in a sense. I'm not seeing. This is where, Todd, I don't have the answer either. Yeah. You know, I got to take.
It trumps me every time. This is where faith. Am I feeling like what am I?
This is where faith, I think, comes in, and it comes in any angle you look at this. Because if you want to go back to believe, like, look at it this way: if globe believers, they're believing, they're putting faith in scientists. And then there's people putting faith directly into what the church is saying, and that's to preach to Jesus. And then there's us who are putting faith into truths that we are finding. You know, but in the end, it's always about faith. And it's like that bet in poker. Which one is the best bet to make? You know, in the end, it's still going to be a bet. You know, that's the way I'm feeling. And that's, though, part of the test is you got to, from everything you've seen and learned up to that point, you got to always be making the right decision. And that's how I see the progression. It's going to be
hard for that fucking 99%, man, I tell you. To make that bet, they don't even know what the hell's going on.
I know.
Like, how are they even going to begin to try and gamble?
I
think it's up to the people that have seen it and that kind of have broke this down to really lead the way, but not saying us or anything. I'm just saying...
Could be all of us. We all have our... I think once you know the truth, we're obliged to tell the truth.
Yeah.
So spread it. And then it's up to God to wisen up by showing signs, synchronicities to those people to make them wise up quicker than maybe us.
Right.
And maybe it exponentially gets quicker as time goes on here. He opens more doors and more synchronicities and more stuff happens so that when we tell someone, they catch on easier and easier and easier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't know God's plan, but for us being who we are, we can only do the best of what we can from the knowledge we're given.
For sure.
And I'm sure God has you and I on a destiny. I don't doubt that.
But
I don't doubt that for a second. Why are we only a small amount of people that are being woken up so far? There's a reason why we got woken up before everybody else. I understand that because there's some
I
people
also think that the level of indoctrination growing up, I don't know about you, man, because you were fucking hardcore indoctrinated and you were fucking atheist the whole 9
so
yards.
It doesn't really fit in with me.
So I don't know, yeah, it doesn't fit in with you.
Except for I didn't watch a lot of TV. I was really, all my life, I never really caught on to TV.
Maybe there's certain aspects of life that you have to miss in order to get that complete...
But it does explain why I'm such a nice person throughout my life and being the way I was about always never caring about money.
There was something inside
people,
you that
always
kind of
driving me in the right path, even though I had, did a lot of weird, interesting stuff, not really correct stuff, and especially I wouldn't repeat now that I know the Lord.
Yeah.
But it was because of situation, growing up, people I knew, like all those things form you. And I was
talking to a guy on the trip actually about something like that. It's not, or no, it was a man who drove me from Hope to Costin. Anyway, he was getting into drug addicts. He said, well, what really makes that person a drug addict? It's their environment. It's what. Look
at that chopper.
It's how they're living and what's being offered to them or what's not being offered to them at that particular moment in time, and they get stuck into this almost not a habit, but almost like they have no choice to go, and nobody wants to help them because they have this image already on them that they're a drug addict.
The stigma.
And yeah, exactly. And they have this image, so now they're stuck in this stigma, this fucking bad environment, and it's so hard to get out of it because
and then
nobody wants to help.
And
nobody
and this is why we find the government is behind the drug industry, because if you're the government, you're going to have people, if you're running the system corruptly, there's people that are going to be at the bottom of that pyramid. Those people are going to be suffering. So you're already smart enough to know that's going to happen. So what do you do to that level of society so that they don't revolt against you? On that level, you start introducing drugs and beer.
Yeah, and
well, not beer, but drugs and liquor, anything to get them onto this instead of getting them back onto the problem, which is the government being corrupt. Because guess where every revolt has ever happened? Down here, up.
Yeah.
And when they take this out of the equation, there's the force. Weak. That's why I know by you and I going across Canada and touching all these people that are on the street and hopefully fucking getting them to understand that they're fucking being drugged into not reacting, and the truth is really this, watch them stand up. Because you know what, they got a lot of hatred for the government already, and all I have to do is get them to shut down their fucking love for a drug that the government gives to them. If they hate the government so much and realize that they've been lied to, they might actually, that might be what they go, fuck that drug anymore. I'm gonna fucking wise up here, get my buddies together and fuck this. We'll take it back.
Yeah.
And go, you know what? And start uniting with the other homeless that we're going to begin going in every fucking city. You guys get onto this website. Start fucking talking to each other. Start uniting. Start creating groups.
Not even just the homeless, just everyone.
Just spread out from there. Because you know what? They got families that help them out. They touch them. The families go, holy shit, my brother, my sister, my mom, my dad is off drugs. Why? Flat Earth. What? Bang. Yeah. They study it. Yeah. Wow. Holy shit. Bang. Fucking, it could just work up like a fucking fire, man. But I think the answer is right at the bottom, because I think the reason the government works so hard bringing drugs and everything in here is because they know where the fire cannot be started.
Right.
So they keep that fucking damp as possible.
Oh yeah.
They throw water on that all the fucking time. Every
throw the
possibility.
Cocaine, throw the meth, throw
everything. They fucking want that so controlled. They that's where most of our tax money goes to. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Guarantee it. That this is the level that we have to, and that's why what we're doing, I think that's why God put us on this path too, is that we're hitting the part that is the weakest in this whole fucking thing for them, for the elite. Because if we can rile this up.
I wasn't on any fucking path before, and I don't know how I became to come on this path now, but it wasn't, it's something greater than me. It was fucking...
Me too. My whole life has changed, Todd. Like, I had a whole different fucking idea of what I was doing here until this happened. Now everything I've been changing has been directed towards this. I can't get my mind off of this.
Me either.
I don't understand how other people can't see that. They argue it, and I'm like, what? I'm giving it to you on a silver platter, and yet you want to throw it to the floor. And it doesn't mean anything? What do you mean it doesn't mean anything?
You can only plant the seed. Fuck, I'm about to take a dip here. It's pretty hot.
Yeah. When you come back out, grab us a couple beers.
Yeah, sure.
Make sure she's anchored good to that pylon,
Oh, yeah.
so I don't have to chase it out there. So if she catches that drift, man, we'll need a boat. The yellow pylons, no, there's a cliff there. It's like 30 feet deep.
Much cleaner than Okanagan.
Oh yeah.
Like there's not as much shit on the shore.
Well, also it's the channel. You figure the water, it's skimming just the top of the water from that lake into this one. So it gets the cream of the crop, right? Rises. I love this little pier because you can go walk right out to that last yellow pylon, no problem. And the water doesn't go above your waist. So I think I know what this chemtrail, what is kind of happening with this stuff. Because you watch it when it first goes out, they all spread out, and then it starts turning into these clouds.
Oh yeah, the white blanket almost.
Yeah, and it fills up. It's like they're sucking up water and then taking it off as a cloud to be rained on somewhere else. And I think that's why they spray above here so much, because of the lakes. Because right here, if we watch this will just keep filling out, and it'll start to look like a cloud after a while. I got some wicked footage right from here though. There's a cloud right above. The sun's right here like this, shining. I can see the fucking light hit that shoreline over there like that it is right now. Going through the rain and not causing a rainbow. And the only answer is because the dome isn't there to fucking put it through. So having light go
It's got to be at a certain position to...
Well, it's got to be exposed to the ceiling, to the
Right.
the refracted light off the dome. The direct sunlight cannot cause dome or rainbow and light. So I got the video to prove that now. That's impossible.
Cheers.
Cheers.